So here we have the Zhao, a ship I haven't played in good 4 or 5 years. T10 IJN cruiser, heavy. What can I say? Ninja style. Hit run is the tactic. Does it fit the new meta? Hit points are a little low. Armor is questionable for a heavy cruiser, I would say, these days. Most guns overmatch you. They say from about 431 upwards. I say look out, look out. 305s can leave a nasty hole. Anyway, here we have a battle in a hotspot. I mean, ironically, we lose this battle. What's it demonstrate? Ninja style, I suppose. I'm lining up on the first island, thinking that corner could be useful. We have joining us a Malta from the other side, so it's a carrier game, oh god. We have the Montana, Mecklenburg, two Kearsarge, Sov Soyuz, Stalingrad, Napoli, Guden Agir, Yamagiri, and a Trump. Okay, so this is quite the lineup. The 12-kilometer radar is something to be aware of with the Stalingrad. So you can see the carrier Malta in show here. If I launch a spotter plane now, I'm still out of range. That's another problem with the Zhao. Range could be better. Another kilometer or two, please, Wargaming. Would be nice. Would be very nice. Anyway, so the carrier knows that this is a good spot for cruisers like me. So my ninja cover is now blown by Mr. Malta. Thank you very much for that. I start shooting his planes down and getting into position. So the opposition know exactly where I am if they know how to read a minimap, which is unfortunate, most unfortunate. So we turn, and I'm going to be reversing into the back of this island to get some cheeky shots on the battleships over the other side, without, of course, being detected. Ninja style, always premium. Now, I don't fire here because if I fire here, I will spot, and then the Montana might get some cheeky shots back at me. The Mecklenburg, the Kearsarge. It's an appetite for destruction. I would probably get absolutely mullered while I'm showing this much broadside. So, reversing around, bringing it back into the island, and meanwhile watching the Trump and trying to help shoot some Trump planes down. Always nice to see the Dutch pattern bombing going on there. Or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Rust is showing. The rust is real. Haven't played this in a while. Not used to the guns yet. This is probably my second or third game. No, third game in the last 4 years. So be kind. Be kind. So here we are. Just taking some cheeky shots. Lining up the Mecklenburg. I'm thinking, yes, try and shoot into the main structure with the high explosive shells to start as many fires as possible. He turns in. Only a few of my shells land. Somewhat disappointing. This, however, was a much more satisfying shot. Meanwhile, my good friend the Malta has been keeping the pressure on. He's now worried about the flank. As you can see, he's put a spotter plane down on the flank because he's worried about a destroyer out there. He's a competent CV player, unfortunately for me. And for our team. Set a fire on the Mecklenburg. That's a perma-fire because I already set one in the last salvo, so he's going to burn up a lot. Now this is something that the Zhao is good at, setting fires. She's got 4 turrets of 3, so 12 203mm guns, and they have reasonable fire chance if you can land most of the shots. Meanwhile, helping out our friend there in the Iowa with the bombers whilst trying to set fire to the Montana. Oh dear, rust is real. He isn't moving very fast, is he? He isn't moving very fast at all. The rust is real. The rust is real. And he turns out, and a lot of that misses. Anywho, as you can see, there's a large rock on the left, well, the right-hand side of this island on the corner, so I'm pushing out, checking my angles, and a gear over there. Let's have a go. Again, aiming for the superstructure, and I kill an island. Gun angles, gun angles. I forget that I'm reversing. The rust is real. Shooting down some more planes. Getting a bit annoyed now. That carrier doesn't like me. They don't like ninjas. I understand. I understand. Get some good hits in there on the gear, and then it's a Stalingrad here, who is going to set up in the classic radar cruiser position. See this on the map? This position here, where the Stalingrad is, and that other island opposite him. Both of those points are good spots for radar cruisers. You'll find them there a lot in your battles. And I suppose I'm occupying a radar position here right now. It's also very good for ninjas. Very good for ninjas. Oh, hello, Mr. Mr. Malta. Thank you so much for that, Malta. I cannot say how much I appreciate your bombs. Anywho, so I digress. I'm moving out here. I'm thinking to torpedo the channel and pick up the pickup on my left. The team could do with it. So we're pushing in to get the pickup, and at the same time, I'm going to lay some torpedoes with these crazy torpedo angles. That again are something that Zhao excels at. Weird angles. Everything's weird angles. The turrets don't get the best angles. The torpedoes don't get the best angles. She's an awkward kind of ship, really. Anywho, we pick this up. We send the torpedoes out. And I start thinking about making life miserable for the guys that side. So I'm looking at the gear there. Stalingrad remains on the corner. There is a Gudun Liu around here somewhere. Here comes the gear. Moving slowly. I switch to AP because I'm thinking maybe I can shred him a little. 1 overpen, 1 penetration, 1 non-penetration, and 3 ricochets. Yay. But he is angled, so there's that to consider. I probably should have used HE at this point. And the golden Ihao just ate 3 of my torpedoes. Yes, 3 of my torpedoes. Interesting. Very interesting. So I move the guns around. Very slow turret traverse on this out. Another issue. And I let him have it with some HE rounds, hopefully to give him some fire. Set him on fire. And there's the fire. Now, of course, he's had to repair because of the floods from the torpedoes, so that's a perma fire on him now. And he's quite low health. And it's at this point I think he crashes into that island, which is nice. I'm moving away from the corner now because my cover is blown. They know where the ninja is. And they are pushing. My team has collapsed on this side, and it's now time to reposition, get the hell out. Now look at that angle, right? Look at that angle. My armor is angled, and yet he shoots, overpens me easily. Bye-bye, Li Hang. Bye-bye. So we dealt with him. And we move on to find another place to hide. Drop detection, go dark, and take another 15,589 hits from the Stalingrad, even though I'm angled. Heavy, not so much. Paper, think paper, and you've got the right idea. Damage repair isn't great on this one. The repair party is kind of okay, but I could do with more health. More health. So, we are retreating. Slowly but surely. And looking at how the teams are doing, it's about even at the moment. It's about even. 420 for 420. But we just basically handed them a flank. Not a good thing, okay? Those 2 battleships with me should be ashamed of themselves. Yes, I'm talking to you, Iowas. Would I have hung in there with the Iowas for a bit longer if they'd been a little more area denial? Yes. Yes, I would. But we're retreating. We're running away. So you can see I'm aiming now towards 2 more pickups, and I'm thinking that they would be useful. So going to pick up the buffs, and I think this is a good opportunity for me to drink some more tea. Lovely tea. Yes, the stuff of life. Anywho, heading now down towards these 2 buffs that haven't been picked up yet, and our destroyer is in the center trying to cap. I'd like to think the Iowas are going to provide it with a bit of fire support, and I'm contemplating setting up at that island between those 2 buffs, thinking that's probably a new good spot for me to rain hell on them and use the ninja style and corner techniques to remain undetected whilst raining down fires with lots of HE. So that's the strat. That's the strat I'm thinking of. Or the tactic. If I find out I break cover, but I am contemplating the idea of maybe laying down some torpedoes here. It's very open, very exposed. Hello, Mecklenburg. I completely apologize to anyone on my pronunciation of the ship names. I am just a nasty little Brit, and I haven't got a clue when it comes to how to pronounce these names correctly. Pick up a first buff. Launch some torps, speculative torps at the Mecklenburg. They're speculative. I doubt very much he will eat those, but, you know, ever the optimist. The carrier just... he's still looking for me. Okay, so the carrier, the Malta, still wants me dead. Okay, good to know. Line up the guns, getting ready to give this guy a bit of fun, because I'm getting close to the island now, and I'm thinking I can shoot on this guy and slip around the island and then dump detection. And, oh look, my torpedoes. I have foreseen this. It's a force moment, I guess. I foresaw him doing this, and sure enough, yeah, he eats a torpedo, and it's a flood. And of course a bit of decap. He also unfortunately kills the Trump. I'm not sure why the DD didn't run, but there we are. I say Trump? That wasn't the Trump, was it? Yeah. Okay. The Delarana. Yeah, kills him. Not too sure why he didn't run, but anyway. We're behind the island now, and in safety, and the Mecklenburg is dead. Combination of my superior torpedoes, shooting skills, and my team. What's left of them. Because as you can see at this stage of the game, there aren't many of us left. And my good friend the Malta has found me again. I find a new corner, a new hideout, he finds a new place to haunt me. Our carrier was very aware of that, so thank you, carrier. He actually gives me some support, which is nice to see. The Audacious doing his job, and I'm now being pursued by my old friend, the Stalingrad. Fun facts about the Stalingrad. 305mm guns, radar, which can overmatch 21mm. Well, you know, 305mm guns. Oh, there's the radar, by the way. 21mm overmatch. So angled. Should be able to bounce that, right? Should. Although, has to be greater than 65 degrees, apparently. He's got 72k hit points base. I get 44,900 base. You see the issue right there? I know I've taken survivability expert in this one, and so I got 53k hits, but you get where I'm coming from. So he's a problem. Fun facts. More aircraft giving me a hard time. Thank you, Malta. I really appreciate your bombs. Thank you so much. Knocks out one of my turrets temporarily, which is kind of a pain. Stalingrad is coming in. Except he isn't. He's just going to sit on that corner because he's very aware of the fact that I have torpedoes. Angles are bad. Had I been in a Miyoko, then yeah, maybe he would be right to be scared because I could get that angle with the torpedoes and send some his way. But the angle was wrong, and I'm trying to play a hit and run action here, and I'm trying to escape the madness. I know that guy can sink me, so off I go to another island, ninja style, drop a smoke bomb as I go, but Mr. Malta doesn't want me to stay undetected, so he's keeping the pressure on. Malta keeping the pressure on. Meanwhile, Stalingrad creeps ever closer to my inevitable destruction. Anyhow, we come round the corner and set up on this and get ready to shoot. And, oh, thank you, Malta. Yes, Malta putting the pressure on once more. And it's time for some insane torpedo dodging. Meanwhile, Mr. Stalingrad keeps coming on. Huh. You know, I do believe I actually bounced some of those. But as you can see, the Kearsarge has a go, Stalingrad has a go. I now have 4k hit points left, and I was angled the entire time, and weaving and dodging and just trying to stay alive. The rust is real. The rust is real. He was going way too slow for that lead. Anyway, no matter. I'm under pressure here, I guess, and making mistakes. Radar comes up. Thank you again, Stalingrad, for that. Nice to know you still have them. Like he didn't know where I was, right? But anyway, we are now down to me, a destroyer, and our carrier. Not too sure what our destroyer thinks he's doing. Surviving, I guess. Going for pickups. Trying to stay alive. All the things a destroyer should be worrying about at this stage. But I can see Mr. Mulder's giving him a bit of love, so he won't like that. Meanwhile, another camping spot. I finally deployed a spotter plane, and I give him a guesstimation as to where I think he's going to be next, because I think he's turning in, so I think those shells will probably hit. There's the Malta, just come into view. I have a rough idea of where he was, so I send some shells his way and start reversing out on the off chance that maybe the destroyer or our carrier get a spot on him. Oh, hello. There he is. As you can see, he's moving fairly quickly and my shells miss. Still having island issues, but those look good. Trying to set some fires. No joy. Kearsarge, oh, hello. Might as well. I have definitely set a fire on someone. I have definitely set a fire on someone. Another fire. Malta. Hello, Malta. Of course, I'm using AP now because I'm trying to get those juicy citadels. Decent chunks. Decent chunks. Don't know much about the Malta. She's a carrier that wasn't around in my day when I first started playing World of Warships, so I don't know much about her. And the medals arrive. I get a Witherer, High Caliber, and Confederate. Okay. And Mr. Stalingrad shows up to ruin my day. And he's still got a very healthy hit point. I'm down to... ouch. And there we have it. Now let's talk about this. So, good game, right? 247k damage, Confederate, High Caliber, Witherer, a few torpedo hits, which are always nice to have, some fires, some consumable pickups and that, and a team that basically couldn't quite cut it. Close match, right? Close match. So, Stalingrad, base 72k hit points, right? Zhao base, 44,900. You see the problem? Do we see the problem there? Hindenburg has tier 10 German heavy cruiser. Hindenburg has 51,900 base. Yoshino, light Japanese cruiser, has 61,800. So I think it's realistic, wargaming, maybe realistic to give the Zhao another 5 or 6k hit points. Would it be too much to ask? Now, also, you note from this that the angle to target with the Stalingrad parked in front of me, I am very well angled. Very well angled. That's more than 65 degrees wargaming. And you saw how he took me from 11k to nothing in one volley. Plenty of penetration going on there. I would argue those 305s overmatched my armor, or a lot of the shells maybe hit my superstructure and did good damage. It could be a combination of the two, but I'm thinking the armor model may be bugged, so have a look at it, wargaming, please. Because angling should work, but it didn't work for me there at all. And the extra 5k hit points might have kept me up, but that's questionable. Questionable at best. So the armor is a bit broken. The playstyle is ninja. Does it still fit the meta? Kind of, is my argument. Kind of. You have to use islands. You have to think like cruiser with ninja style and angle well. Kiting away from your enemies is also a very good idea. Anyway, that was the Zhao losing in style. I am Lone Gun. Thank you all very, very much for watching this video. Many thanks.